Hey, you guys, this is Jerry Mateo from Music Marketing TV, and today we're going to be taking a look at Yuhi's Diva. So, this is a very well known synthesizer, and it is for a reason. This is a really powerful sounding synth. It actually has modules that emulate different analog synthesizers' hardware. So, what I'm going to do is we just pick this random patch. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over the basic controls, and then we're going to mess with this patch and we're going to see what we can do. And then I'll show you what I did in an actual mix. So, first off, the first thing we have is we have the VCO section, which gives us 5 different VCOs. We have triple, dual, DCO, dual VCO, and digital. These sound completely different, so let me just play it. You can see that they all sound completely different. Another thing is triple VCO is the only one that has this mixer control. The other ones just have a feedback control, a high pass filter post, pre, and byte. They all have 5 different VCFs, and if I play those for you, and these are different flavors of filters that they use. We have 3 different envelopes that we can use. We have ADS, analog, and digital. ADS is just attack, decay, sustain with a volume and keyboard with a little release switch. You have analog, and then you have digital. These look a lot like the more old school ADSRs, except for digital has a quantize and a envelope curve. You have 2 LFOs. One is basically designed to be for your vibrato, and the other one is designed for your modulation. But a cool thing is that everything can be routed anywhere you want it to go. So you can actually have this doing something completely differently. These have phase, delay, rate modulation, and depth modulation. Now, this is put on the mod wheel just by stock, but you can actually, like I said before, you can route it anywhere. The same thing with some of these that say none. These are modulating other parameters, so in order to use them properly, you have to set them to somewhere else, like if I do LFO2. Next, we have the tuning, which will allow us to have vibrato, 2 different glides, a range, and a fine tuning. You can transpose up and down. You have a micro tuning, and you have a glide, time, and rate. Now you have the amplifier and pan section, which has a envelope or gate style sound. You can have the volume and the volume modulation, which again just needs to be routed into something. You have the panning and the pan mod, which again just needs to be routed. You have 2 different effects sections, both having a chorus, phaser, plate delay, and a rotary. Now you have right here in the center section a clock with a multiply and swing, which goes from 1/4 all the way to 1/32. You have a really cool arpeggiation section. Let me show you right now how it sounds, and let's just play it. Let me just take that out, and it goes away. We have the mode right here, which is basically either monophonic synth or polyphonic synth. And we'll turn it to poly. And we have legato, duo, and poly 2. We have the note priority, last, lowest, or highest. We have the accuracy, fast all the way to divine, and the offline rendering setup. You have your choices for voices. You have a minimum of 2, a maximum of 16. You have your stacks, minimum 1, maximum of 6. Let me show you what that sounds like. This is how it comes. Let's turn it to 16 voices and 6 stacks. We have the modification section, which will allow us to control the VCO filters and feedback control. And here's where we can route everything and kind of have everything modified using FM or cross mod depth and stuff like that, noise and dual VCO mix. You have your trimmers, which is allowing you to have oscillators for voice detuning, your variance, and your phase reset rate, and your stacked vocals tuning. So if we just kind of twist a bunch of these knobs and just change them around just for fun's sake, we mess with the cutoff, the pulse width, the glide, and the envelope, and we just change the oscillators to kind of change a little bit differently, and we change the tuning for the stack, and we play it now. That sounds scary. I wouldn't want to do that. We have a oscilloscope, and we have the patches. Let's go back to the original patch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bypass this. I'm going to show you guys what I did use Diva for in this actual mix that I'm in the middle of doing. And what I did is I bounced it out because it was using a lot of CPU for the pad right here. But I did not bypass it for the bass. The bass was just a stock preset. And then the pad was something I created myself. So let's take a listen. We'll bypass Diva at first, and then we'll bring it in. So here we go. But yeah, that's it. It's a really cool and fast synth to use. I highly recommend giving it a try. Anyway, this has been Jerry Mateo with Music Marketing TV, and I will see you guys next time.